Thank you for coming today. Oh, sorry, this popped up. It said continue. Got it. Sorry. That's okay. Got it. So I too, ugly sweater. Hope everybody loves it. Yeah. So I will jingle periodically because I've noticed that as I'm moving, I'm getting this jingling sound, and I didn't realize that in purchase. So that is me if you hear that funky noise in the background. We have 3 drinks on our list today. Does everybody have everything for those 3 drinks? I didn't know if, so I took the recipe cards because one of them needs, I believe, a cinnamon simple syrup. And I didn't know if ahead of time you guys had already prepared the simple syrup. No? Okay, so what I can do is I can definitely go through it with you to do the syrup. The syrup is best. So if you have this cocktail today, so let's start with that one first then. So if you have the cocktail today, definitely try it again tomorrow. Because what I've noticed is the longer I let the cinnamon sticks sit in the syrup, the more flavor it picks up, and it really shows itself in the cocktail. So we're gonna start today with our cinnamon whiskey sour. So to start the simple syrup, I already have one, but it's gonna be equal parts. So for your recipe card, it says 1/4 cup of sugar with 1/4 cup of boiling water. Mix it together to let the sugar melt, drop 4 cinnamon sticks in, and let it sit. So for this recipe today, that's how we're gonna do it. And if you don't have boiling water, what I do is I microwave it. I put the water and the sugar in and the cinnamon sticks. I microwave it for 30 seconds in the microwave, give it a good stir, and I just put it aside and let it sit.
Is there any cheater way to do it with just cinnamon as opposed to cinnamon sticks?
Cinnamon, do you have regular cinnamon? Absolutely. So put a teaspoon of cinnamon in the mixture. I can give you a second to get that done because this is literally the key piece of this beverage. When that cinnamon comes through, holidays. I'll give everybody a few minutes to kind of make that up, and 1/4 cup. So what is that? So it'd be, what is 1/4 cup in like teaspoons?
I can look that up really quickly, no problem.
I appreciate that, because I was like, not everybody, but like just to say 1/4 cup, that might be easier to have.
Or 12 teaspoons.
12 teaspoons. Ah.
Or 4 tablespoons.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We're going to use bourbon today. Now, does everybody have lemon juice, or do you have lemons that we're going to squeeze into it? Fresh lemons.
Let's see, I think I see a lemon.
Lemon juice, okay. Lemon juice, got it. So we're going to need the lemon juice. We're going to need our simple syrup, and we're going to need bourbon. We are going to garnish it with a cinnamon stick. So if you don't have a cinnamon stick, that's perfectly fine. But for the sake of, and then also the glass that we're going to use is what's called a double rocks glass. So let me get a single so I can show the difference. I mean, I'm rinsed out because I just used it. So I'm going to come to the camera so you can see the difference. So this is a single rocks glass. This is like if you're ordering like an old fashioned at a bar, or you just want a simple drink on the rocks. So if you say, I want gin on the rocks. It's going to come in a single rocks glass. For this cocktail, and what most people probably has, because it comes if you buy like drink boxes or a box of glasses, they come in what's called a double size rocks glass. So today we're going to use a double rocks glass. Obviously, any glass will do. Any glass will do, but
Ooh, wow.
Could you repeat the instructions for the simple
so if you want to use it in the microwave sense, you're going to use 1/4 of a cup of water with 1/4 of a cup of sugar. You're going to take 4 cinnamon sticks, or if you don't have cinnamon, I would just use a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and microwave for about 30 seconds. But you're going to break that microwave and the microwave time in 15-second increments. So put it on for 30 seconds, let it go for 15 seconds, take it out, stir it, put it, and then put it back in for the other 15 seconds. And the only reason why you want to do that to prevent crystallization and bubbling over, because it will, if your dish is a lower size dish, it will, and cooked sugar is very hard to get at.
And if anybody needs those ingredients, again, I did put them in the comments. If
Oh,
you
nice.
need them.
Thank you.
No problem. Teamwork.
Best co-host ever. All right. I see it going in the microwave there, so we'll give it a few more seconds just to let that go. All right. So if we wouldn't mind, we can go on to the next step. So now we're going to actually build our drink. So I don't know what you guys have for actual shakers. So in regular bars, we use the shaker, which is literally, I'm going to come around, just a regular 16-ounce beer glass and a glass that's just going to fit over it to seal it. A lot of times you can go, if you go to the store and buy one, it's the metal tin with the lid on it, with the little ridge with the holes on the top. That's it. Yep, she's got it. Christina got it. Or how we do it, and it doesn't even have to be this way. If you just have like a plastic cup that's bigger than a regular cup, as long as it can make a seal, it's good. So we're going to fill our glass, the smaller of whatever 2 things you're using, or if you're using the regular shaker, you're going to fill it halfway with ice. We got some ice right over here.
And that's going to be for 1 drink size, right?
1 drink size.
Okay.
And I also don't know if everybody has what's called a jigger. And this is the liquor measurer, and we call them jiggers. But I did already do the conversion for that in case people didn't have that, because that's usually something a lot of, oh, Laura has it. See it, gotcha.
She's an expert.
Somebody's been drinking.
How does it? I never drink. I never drink.
So we're gonna do 2 ounces of bourbon, and I did do the conversion. So 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons. So if you don't have a jigger, we'll use 4 tablespoons of alcohol.
What is a jigger versus a shot?
It depends on what size and what type of jigger you have.
Oh, okay.
So in bars, we have two separate ones. We have ones that we use for a regular cocktail, which one side is going to be 1 ounce and the other side is going to be 0.5 ounces. We have another jigger that we use for like martinis and Manhattans. One size is 2 ounces and one size is 1 ounce. It should say it. So on regular jiggers, on the outside, it'll be imprinted somewhere around on the outside how many ounces is in your jigger.
So we'll assume 2 shots then.
1 shot.
1 shot. Okay. Got
One nip.
it.
So 2 ounces of bourbon over your rocks. All right, I see we're ready to move on. We're going to use a 1/2 ounce of our lemon juice. And for the measure of that, that's 1 tablespoon. 1/2 ounce here. I want to let that cinnamon sit for another second. Just, I want to get the most out of it. So what we're going to do is in our rocks glass, we're going to fill it with fresh ice. Because what we're going to do with this is called a double strain. So fresh ice.
Like over top of the ice that's already in there?
Nope, nope, nope. So in your mixing glass, okay. In your mixing glass was where the ice is. The glass that we're actually going to drink out of, now we're going to fill that one with ice. All right, so we have our bourbon, our lemon juice, and now we're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of our cinnamon syrup. And that comes out to 1.5 tablespoons. And our garnish for our drink is actually a cinnamon stick. So I'm just going to use one of these fabulous cinnamon sticks. You can always use a fresh one if you like. All right.
Sorry, how much bourbon was it again? We're behind, sorry.
No worries, please take your time. 2 ounces of bourbon.
2 ounces, okay, thank you.
4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoons, perfect.
Diana, I love your ears or headband or whatever we want to call it. It's fun.
And we're going to shake this for 30 seconds. All right, I'm not sure if everybody has a strainer. I see that the couple of you have the attachment piece where the lid kind of comes on top and it has the hole. But other than that, there's a strainer. If you don't have that, I'm going to show you a little trick. So when it's busy and you don't want to get all your pieces in the bar, we have our cheap little way of doing things that just lick it to glass quickly. So you just take your glass, you put it on the edge and tilt just a little bit. You see how it's just off the rim, just a little bit. That way it's going to catch the ice and only let the liquid pour out. So that's like the fancy way of making a drink in the bar when everyone's like, oh, and you do it like that and you raise it up and down a little bit to make it look all special. And now we're gonna strain over the glass, our drinking glass with the ice and the cinnamon stick. And here is our cinnamon whiskey sour.
Cheers.
Looking good, everybody.
Kenzie's cheating over there. I keep seeing that wine glass.
All right, I see Becca is going with it. What do you think? Laura and Mackenzie, what do you got? Nice, okay. What do you think? Oh, Michelle, welcome. What do you think? Everybody's tasting.
Michelle, I think we have the same sweater.
Oh, hers is Mrs. though. It looks like a dress.
Oh, we might.
Oh, yours too. Got it. You were sitting.
Oh, yeah.
I wish we could move you guys around and put you next to each other like a little couple, Mr. and Mrs.
Pointed out that she I have a question.
Absolutely.
Is there supposed to be maple syrup in this?
This one, no.
Oh, okay. I feel like it should.
There's the one of our drinks that we're making is going to have maple syrup in it though.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. But you know,
Sorry.
that's the great thing about cocktails is you can play around with them and create all new stuff. So by all means, make one, try it with the maple syrup. You might come up with a maple cinnamon whiskey sour.
Question from the behind group. Sorry. How much simple syrup do we put in, and do we put it in before we shake it?
Yes, put it in before you shake it, and you're going to use 3/4 ounce, which comes out to 1.5 tablespoons.
1.5 tablespoons. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What am I going to use the rest of the simple syrup for now, though?
More drinks.
Good for. That's a good question.
Again, though, you know what? Like, play around with your drinks. Like, it's that season now where you can find all these different, like, pumpkin spice flavored things and hazelnut and.
If you missed it, Mackenzie suggested sangria for simple syrup. Great for Christmas.
I was just gonna say we actually have a holiday sangria where we use this simple syrup in it, and instead of cranberry juice, we use pomegranate juice. All right, so I want to have Diana give it a taste before we move on because it's something you got to taste.
We're almost there.
That's all right. You know what? You're doing the perfect thing. If you take your cinnamon stick and use it to mix the drink, you're just going to release more cinnamon into it.
That's really good.
Pour cinnamon in.
I told you I had to taste it.
That's
Oh.
really good.
Nice. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do we got for this one?
I'd say about a 7.
Okay.
You're the worst.
So we have one question about how long does simple syrup last? Tim says longer than sugar cubes.
Oh yeah, it's only water and sugar, so I mean it is shelf stable. I don't have an exact time, but as long as you keep it covered and you know not let air into it, you could probably have it for a month. It's there's nothing else in it that would make it perishable, really. All right, so we can move on to our next one, which we have the classic Negroni. I don't know if anyone's ever had a Negroni before. It's a gin cocktail. So the Negroni was very popular back in like the 1920s and 30s. But as we've moved away from gin and transitioned into vodka, gin has kind of got put on the back shelf. And by putting gin on the back shelf, they took vodka and boomed it. So, I mean, you can go to any liquor store, whether it's big or small, and I can guarantee you one entire shelf is just dedicated to vodka and the array of flavors. I mean, when we create new cocktails, because we do like weekly special cocktails, it's crazy how we can come up with some unimaginable things, because now there's like salted caramel vodka, there's whipped vodka, it's crazy. So gin has kind of fallen back. It's starting now to make a comeback as classic cocktails are making a comeback. So we kind of went into the past like 10 years of pistachio martinis, chocolate martinis, creamsicle martinis. And I don't know, with this new generation, it's coming through with bringing back the old and just putting like a flair on it. And so like this is a classic cocktail, and to make it flair is cinnamon. So that's one thing. The Negroni, classic cocktail. So I'm gonna use just a Collins glass. You can use a rocks glass, you can use whatever glass you have, but just for today's purposes, I'm gonna go Collins. The Negroni only has 3 ingredients. It's a super, super simple drink, and it's a little sweet. And what we use in it is Campari. And Campari is, I think it's like a French bitters almost, I want to say. So it's going to be, the gin is a strong, strong flavor. So I don't know how high this one will score. You guys got to be drinkers to like this one. So just remember, I didn't create this. But we're going to test it, try it, and give it a swirl. So you're going to fill your glass halfway with ice. This one all stays in one glass. There's no shaking to it. There's nothing fancy is happening here. We're going to use one vessel only. We're going to start off with 1 ounce of gin. We're also then going to add 1 ounce of Campari. I don't know when you have, it can be any type of French bitters. I just picked up Campari because it's the most well-known brand. So visually, I tend to buy products that you'll see at places in case you like the drink and want to order it yourself. One ounce of Campari.
What is Campari?
It is a French bitters. If you smell it, it smells almost absinthe.
Is it supposed to help with digestion?
I'm sorry, is it supposed to help with?
Digestion? Because of the bitters?
Not that I know of, but
okay.
it's maybe. Who knows? Maybe. And then to sweeten this up a little bit to kind of measure up to that bitterness, we're going to use 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And for this, we garnish with an orange peel. So all I did is I halved an orange and cut just a sliver of that orange. So it looks kind of like a half wheel. So I cut the orange in half, laid it flat on the flat side, and I just cut a slice off. And we only need the peel in this because we only want the oil from the skin. So you want to deflesh it. And that's just peeling the skin off the flesh. Just gonna give you a second. And instead of just dropping it in just like a peel, I'm gonna show you a little trick to make it look fancy when it's really not fancy. So all we do is take it and just twist. Just take it and keep twisting it. And that's gonna kind of loosen up the oils in the orange. So that you have an orange twist. And we drop that in there. So see, it just makes it look a little fancier. All we're gonna do is give it a mix. I told you this one was simple and easy.
Tim says that he doesn't care what you say, it is fancy.
I appreciate that.
Very fancy.
Then do we like stir it up or anything, or do we just
Yep,
let it?
you just stir it up. So you're just gonna take a straw or a spoon and just give it a mix. Not too vigorously. This is one of those things that you just lightly mix. So what I did was, let me go back and grab. I just took a spoon and just did one of these to just kind of incorporate everything. What I don't want to do is I don't want the ice to kind of melt down too much to water out the beverage. So that's why we're not going to shake it. And this is your classic Negroni. I tried to tell you, Christina, I tried to tell you, I warned you ahead of time. Warned you ahead of time. This is one of those very old school drinks. I mean, I've probably made a Negroni. I've been a bartender for over 20 years. I've made 3. 3. Yep.
I'd rather drink gin on the rocks.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those cocktails that faded out. But
Worth trying something new though,
absolutely.
right?
Now you know what it is, and you know, well, Christina's not going to order it, but you know, if you want to, something new. So we have our cinnamon whiskey sour and our classic Negroni.
What is it about the Negroni that tastes funny though? Because it's not the gin, and I'm not real familiar with Campari. Sweet for me.
Campari 1000%. Oh yeah. If you just give it a smell, you can smell the scent of it, and you'll know that's what you were tasting.
I smell my lemon fingers.
I'm glad I only invested in nips.
Well, see, on the Campari, how little I make this beverage, I bought a nip of Campari as well too, because it's one of those drinks that has kind of passed out, and usually it makes its little spring up during the holidays. And like maybe for today, I'm not sure, but most of the time when we do events like this and I see the Negroni on there, it tends to be as an experimental thing because somebody's never had it before. So they chose drinks that they've never had and never tried. And this is the perfect platform to try it because you got it. So if you want, just go dump this. And guess what? You still got more gin that you can play with in other ways to do something else with. But yeah, like most people choose the Negroni to learn because they've never had one before. So that's why. And then one of the things that sometimes people use too, they make it, it's called an Aperol Spritz. So Aperol is basically Campari because that's exactly what it is. It's just another brand of French bitters. And they put a little bit of sour mix and soda water with this and a lemon wedge. And that's one of those old school type of beverages too. I've made one of those in 20 years. And it happened to be at like one of these upscale events that was happening, like a fundraiser. And somebody was drinking an Aperol Spritz. And I was like, do we even have Campari on hand? Like, do we have Aperol at all? Like most bars don't even have it on their shelves. So, but now you know a Negroni.
So I didn't think to do this. I did the whole bottle. So what else can you
You got the big bottle.
make? Yeah.
So did Diana.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you know what? For all that this is, the flavor wise of it, it's expensive. Like this nip itself was $3. And then I believe it was a bottle that was like this size was $17. And then it was $30 for the regular size bottle. I was like, for this? For what? So I went back and I said, I'll take that right there because I won't use this again after these holidays. No, I won't.
Yeah, this was 32.
That's commitment.
That it, yeah. So remember I just said the Aperol Spritz because you're gonna be drinking some Campari. Might want to Google a little something. All right, so the next one we're gonna make, one of my favorites. It's the Prosecco Smash. So this is delicious. This is Christmas, families here. This is the cocktail to get everybody juiced up on and make you look good. Okay, it's tasty. This is the one. So we're gonna start with our double rocks glass. Now you can also, if you'd like, use this is called a Collins glass, but like a tall glass would work just fine. I'm actually gonna use the tall glass, so no offense to anything. No, you know what? Just for picture purposes, I will keep it. I was gonna say I'm gonna dump that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so also this recipe goes for crushed ice. I don't know if anybody wants to take a minute and crush some ice cubes. Or does it matter to you? I have crushed ice. I'm gonna just grab it.
How much?
You're just gonna fill the glass.
Fill the glass. Okay.
Yep. I previously went and crushed some ice. I'm true to recipe. Like if you tell me you want it this way, this is how you're getting it.
I just Googled Campari recipes for those that got the big bottle, and it does seem like there's a lot out there if you feel like digging to use that up.
So, crushed ice. right. So we're gonna build everything, I believe, in the glass. Yeah. Okay. Probably because of Prosecco. So if we shake Prosecco, bad day. Bad day. So we're gonna start with our pomegranate juice. We're gonna use 2 ounces of pomegranate juice. Oh, that smells so good. And for you, Laura, this is where we're bringing in the maple syrup. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of maple syrup.
And how much was that?
Say that one more time, Kevin.
How much was that? Did you just put in
How
syrup?
much?
I was still on the pomegranate juice.
How much maple syrup?
Yeah,
1 teaspoon.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Teaspoon.
All right. And we're going to add 1 ounce of vodka.
That's where I invested heavily.
You noticed I did too, right? Mine's the big one. Campari vodka. We're then going to throw in 4 ounces of Prosecco. So for the ounce part of it, the 4 ounces of Prosecco is a 1/2 cup. I'm just going to use my spoon that I had the maple syrup in to give this a good mix. The garnish for this beverage, which will make it festive-y and holiday-y, and that's it, festive-y and holiday-y. It's a time spring.
What was the maple syrup measurements again? Sorry, I should have written it
Syrup,
down.
absolutely. It was 1 teaspoon of maple syrup.
Thank you.
I'm just going to mix in that thyme sprig in there. And this is our Prosecco smash. Oh, I see a thumbs up already. What do you think, Tin? Was that a thumbs up from you too?
Oh, I'm not actually making any of the drinks. I'm just watching, but I think it looks beautiful.
Okay, well, this is for you.
Do we use the pomegranate seeds for anything? I thought I saw it on
You
there.
could throw it in as a garnish.
Okay, cool.
Why the heck's not, right? It's your
Yeah.
drink, right? Do what you want with it.
All right.
And something that I did, so you can use regular pomegranate juice, but when I was at the store, I I see things and I start thinking of like, how can I make a drink out of this? And these Palm Wonderful things. So I for the previous classes, I got the regular one. So I know what it tastes like, which is still great. I love it. And then today I decided, you know what? Pomegranate and blueberry. What would that taste like? Because it would come out more sangria-y to give me a little bit more fruity flavor in it. It's wonderful. It works. I'd do it. So I believe there was pomegranate, blueberry, pomegranate, cranberry. All these would make great sangrias. So even if you added the vodka, you wanted to throw some wine in here, beautiful sangria this would turn into. Mm-hmm.
Are we supposed to put the rosemary inside of the drink?
Yeah, it's your garnish.
Oh, you put it in. Okay.
Like the leaves or the whole thing?
The
The whole thing, the whole sprig, one whole sprig.
So we each get a sprig?
Oh, yes, we do. All right. Sounds good.
Anything? You don't squeeze or crush it?
Nope, just drop it. Thyme is potent. That's a powerful herb. I like this one. This one's good. So here we have our third cocktail. All right, now that we've tried all three cocktails, well, first of all, let's get a scale. What do you think of the Prosecco Smash?
This was really good. I liked it. It's like a fun party kind of thing.
Yeah, like I said, imagine trying like the different flavors. Like I showed you the pomegranate. They have the regular pomegranate, pomegranate blueberry, pomegranate cranberry. Throw wine in there. Make this like a sangria type thing to make it more of a cocktail, like in a tall glass if you'd like. I like it.
This is say Becca McCarran in there.
So out of all three drinks, what is your favorite?
Well, I didn't get the palm juice, so I didn't make the smash, but I have a plan to at some point in time. So
Well, that's right. It's good.
the bourbon.
Try it. Do it. Do you like sangria? Then yeah, this is your drink. This will be right down your alley then.
This is the most festive drink, I think, of the group. But we like the first one the best.
The cinnamon whiskey sour?
Yeah.
Her.
That was our favorite too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you could take the Negroni off the menu completely.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first one, which is weird because I usually don't like whiskey or bourbon. So
Oh wow. See, I feel like the cinnamon and the sugar from the simple syrup,
Mhm.
it highlights, it doesn't mask the bourbon, but it makes it easy. It takes that. I don't like bourbon either. It's something that I've tried many different ways this Sunday, and actually gin. Gin is another thing. I just can't. I've tried hard.
I think with gin and like Sprite, it's really good. Gin and Sprite and like muddled raspberries I've had.
Mm,
So it kind of cuts it a little bit.
that's good.
So you said you were a bartender. Where are you a bartender?
Me or somebody?
You, yes.
Oh, me. God, I'm slow. Currently, I'm doing it here with Host. I bartended, oh my Jesus, everywhere. So
What do you mean you're a
40.
host? What is host?
Host? Oh, see, I had my host shirt on before, but this is an ugly sweater party, so I had to come to the party appropriately. So host is prior to COVID, you could have bars. So in Massachusetts, I'm not sure where everybody is located, but in Massachusetts, we have very strict liquor laws. And if you were to have a function at your corporation or whatnot, or even like a personal party at your home, and something happens with over serving or whatnot, you get fined for that. Like, and it's heavy. It even comes with like jail time and stuff like that. And you have to, before you have a function in an office space or whatnot, you have to get certain licenses from the cities, and it's crazy. So instead, you can call host and say, hey, listen, on December 10th, I'm having a party at 5 p.m. and I need a bartender. And they would send us out to bartend your function. We're completely insured. We're already insured, where everybody is tips and ServSafe certified, and every bartender has a minimum of 5 years experience. So you're less likely to get overserved and whatnot, but we absorb all the risk rather than it being you yourself. And we were doing large corporate events pre-corona. So now everybody had to, put their thinking caps on and think outside of the box. And they came up with these like mixology classes and things like that, so that we still bartend and show you how to drink. But I said how to drink. That I shouldn't have said that. How to
Part of it, right?
cocktails. So currently I work a ton. So I didn't have, with Corona happening, I work in health services. So I've had to kind of put bartending on the back burner to kind of put more time into my 9-to-5 job. So this still lets me be I don't go anywhere, and I still do what I love to do. A win-win in a lose-lose situation, I guess. Yeah.
Specifically though, like in your bartending career, have you worked at Patty's or Sophia's in Springfield, Massachusetts?
No, I actually only pre-corona. Okay. So I'm in Worcester, and I have like a bartending network in Worcester. And then with Host, I moved out, I ventured out and explored in Boston. Now I also, in Boston, I worked for years at Lansdowne Pub. Lansdowne, I don't know if anybody knows where that is. Yep. I did years there. So, and then I did when I was in my 20s, I did the nightclub scene and stuff like that. I can't stay up until 4 a.m. no more. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. So, and then I moved into Lansdowne, where it closed at like midnight and stuff. And then I'm still getting a little bit older. And so then just before Corona hit, I had actually ventured out to Springfield so I could kind of have like a footing in the 3 major cities in Massachusetts. And I started looking at places, and one of the places was Tony's, which I guess they have restaurants, like Italian style restaurants, like homemade Italian cuisine. And he's actually in his restaurant built like a whole bar area. He has a function area, and he built 2 other places because he wanted to expand, and he needed somebody with experience to kind of build like a drink menu, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And my first shift was the day before we shut down.
Wow.
So I had to put that on hold. And then I also was looking at I was also going to start doing one night a week at Nadim's. If anybody knows anything about Springfield, Nadim's is downtown. Yes. Yeah. But again, that stopped. So ta-da! Here I am.
We used to go there a lot.
Yeah? I've only eaten there once, and that was the day that I went to do the application. I kept smelling everything. I'm like, I can't leave here without something. Like, this is crazy. Like, the smells were insane. So I didn't get a chance to go back since. But I'm going to start as soon as like this little new wave passes. I'm going to try and get back out there so that I could have something in Worcester, something in Boston, and something in Springfield.
Okay.
Is Tony's?
Sorry, go ahead, Stephanie.
Is Tony's in Springfield?
It is. It's on Boston Post Road.
I told you. I told you it was Tony.
It's Tony's Pizzeria, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what we were all thinking. I was like, I don't know. I thought they always did banquets.
No, they did. They had like that little small thing, but now they're trying to venture out into more. So I guess awesome. Somewhere with an A. I'm saying Acton, but it's not Acton. It's a town that starts with an A as well. But if you notice, like they also built that bar. So like where there was just the pizza place and then the function hall, off to the right, they put this whole, it's beautiful. And he wanted to start like going, you have to kind of like grow as you grow. And he wanted to start moving into other things. And that's where I was supposed to come in.
Yeah, it's actually right near Western New England, like right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a really good place.
I did. I went back for a few weeks when we reopened, but it's just, I'm in Worcester. That's a 50-minute drive for me. So it wasn't like worth it at this time because people are coming out, but they're not coming out to make 2 hours on the road on the pike worth it at this point. So I was like, listen, when this lifts, we'll restart.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm glad we had the opportunity to do this with you in the meantime in the virtual world. So fabulous job.
Stephanie, Rebecca, I feel like we haven't seen or heard much from you down, like you're at the bottom of my screen, so I'm saying down there, but.
Oh, I don't have my camera on.
Good. All right, well, do we want to try to open? Rebecca says hi. Well, do you want to do a picture before we all start wrapping up?
Absolutely. We could do a cheers. Grab your favorite drink.
Awesome.
And we can toast to the camera and have like a group toast.
Perfect. All right, let me get myself here. All right. All right, I'm gonna set a timer.
Oh, I'm still smiling. Huh?
Sorry. No, you're good. I'm sorry. I'm slow over here. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Or not. Well, all right, now we're gonna go. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, hold it. Awesome. All right, I think we got everybody. Everybody's looking at the camera. Cool. All right, let me save this before I do anything else.
All right, well, I'm gonna head off. I have one more function to do for this evening, but thank you guys so much for coming to host and entertaining me this evening, actually. I hope you enjoyed it.
Like
I said, play with it, everything. Like one of these things also, I forgot to mention, which would be great, apple. If you dice up apple, put it in there, shake it, and put an apple slice in there as your garnish with the cinnamon stick. Fabulous. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Drink responsibly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I hope we will see you again soon. Stay healthy. Have a wonderful, happy holiday season. I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. We're not.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.